Day 232, another very full day on the docket. It is about 4 o'clock, and the bathroom guy should be here really early. He called late last night and said that he finished the job that he had to do yesterday, so he had time today, but I have afternoon appointments, so I have to leave here just afternoon, so I told him he needs to be here really early because he's only got, even at his pace, 3 to 4 hours of time left on this project. So if he actually shows up, he can knock this out. It really depends on how early he gets here, if it's finished today or not. But it is right at the end. Just some install and cleanup work left to do. Not a big deal at all. I just don't have the tools to finish it up myself. Specifically, miter saw and the right drill for putting in the shower doors. But other than that, I mean, it's just dropping in the toilet. He's got a little bit of touch-up work to do on the paint and some caulking and to nail up some trim. That's it. So we're looking good. Hopefully today's the day. And then I can clean up the garage and get on with the rest of the stuff back to normal. I'm out here doing a video for the cigar site, and it is Windows 8.1 day. I'm checking for the update. It should be live now. 4 o'clock Eastern Time, AM. It's supposed to be available for anyone with Windows 8. You can update for free to 8.1. Overall, a good fix, but it doesn't fix the main problems with Windows 8, which are the way it's configured out of the box. That horrible Metro interface. You can bypass it now, but it doesn't do anything for normal users. It's for people with touch screens only. And it just sucks for me. I have it completely bypassed now through a third-party app called Start 8, which still works awesome, and I just updated that to work with Windows 8.1. And you still have the lock screen by default, and something broke with that. I have to redo that right now. The update I just installed for Start 8 undid the fix for the lock screen bypass, which is good if you have multiple people logging in or if you're using your computer in a public space, something like that. But I do neither. These are my work computers. They stay at home, and I'm the only user, so it's just wasted time to log into your computer. And it's ridiculous that Windows does that, number one, by default, and doesn't give you a way to turn it off. You have to kind of put in a registry hack, which the vast majority of people have no idea how to do. But not a big deal for me to fix that. The Windows 8.1 update will also give you back a virtually useless start button. Again, you still need to run Start 8, which is only $5, but it still shouldn't be necessary at all. So that isn't going to change people's opinion of Windows 8 at all. You still don't get your full start menu back. You just get basically a drop-down list of things you can launch. That's only part of what the start menu is all about. So overall, I don't think it's going to help Microsoft at all. People are still going to be frustrated with it, still going to be confused by it, because it's still trying to be catering towards mobile users with touchscreens, laptop users, which now have either the traditional trackpad or a trackpad and a touchscreen, and they're trying to cater to desktop users using a mouse. And you cannot optimize one system to work the best with any one of those combinations. They're mutually exclusive, so you need to pick one. And in my opinion, you should not be tailoring a computer operating system for a mobile device. Okay, it just doesn't work. So anyway, I do want the patches. It says it's up to date. That means the update has not hit the public servers yet. So I don't know, maybe they're lagging behind. It's only 6 after 4 now, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Still have a lot of work to do after this video, and we'll see when he shows up. Well, if this isn't just a crystal clear example of what I was talking about, how stupid Microsoft can be with this whole Windows 8 problem. You'd figure you would go here to Windows Update, just like everything else, get your 8.1 update. No. Now, with Windows 8, you have to go to 2 completely separate areas to check for updates for Windows. The Windows 8.1 update is not part of Windows Update. I can hit check for updates here, it'll go through, and you can see I just checked it, and it'll say, nope, you're up to date. No, you have to go to the stupid Metro start screen and go into the Microsoft Store. And that's where you get now not only updates for all those stupid apps, what they're calling tiles, as part of the Metro, but the Windows 8.1 update. You have to go into the Microsoft Store through the Metro interface, which I don't even use. So I just kind of went here on a whim because it wasn't showing up. It was 7 o'clock, the release date, release time, and it wasn't showing up. So I found it here. Absolutely ridiculous. And you can see there are 12 more updates waiting, and those don't show up in Windows Update. Just stupid. Not intuitive. Not good for new users. Not good for old users. Not good for technically illiterate people, which is a whole lot of users. Just dumb. I kind of like this route I've been doing lately of the long ovals because it's so much easier doing the long straightaways. It's part of the reason why I like the bike trails. You don't have the interruptions of the intersections and the stop signs and everything. 'Cause even though I blow through them when I can, still got to look, still got to slow down. Can't just keep my pace and keep everything going in the rhythm. But this works especially well this time of the morning because the sun's just breaking above the trees and the houses, so I'm able to do the ride in the shadows, which is so much cooler. I mean, just the sun hitting you, it's like a good 10-degree temp difference immediately. Just coming down this street here with it in my face, you can feel it pouring on. You know, it's still warm out here. It's probably, I don't know, snowing somewhere up north by now, but we're still in the 90s. Humidity's way down. It's very comfortable, but when you're out there exercising or working in the sun, it's hot. So this is a perfect time. It's nice and cool. We have nice cool nights now, so it keeps me cool even though I'm sweating. I'm not burning up. Anyway, it's about 8 o'clock, and I don't know what time he's going to be here. I just told him get here as early as possible. He knows I have to leave, so that'll be cool if he shows up anytime before 9. I'm confident that he can knock it out, even at his pace. There's just not that much left to do. And to anyone that thinks I'm overreacting about how I feel about Windows 8, it's a real thing. I mean, some of you are probably saying, "Oh, that's no big deal," or the features people are complaining about, I don't see the big deal. Well, you know what? You're not the average user. I deal with the average consumer user very regularly. They're usually middle-aged business people or just consumers, using it as a tool, as a device. They're not tech savvy. People do not know to go look for things anywhere but the one place they're used to going. It's just counterintuitive. And as far as the update thing, how stupid that is, let me give you an analogy. If you don't think that's a big deal, let me put it this way. Say you buy a new car, or you have a car that's under warranty, something you're using the dealer services for. Everybody needs regular maintenance. Everybody needs repairs here and there. You might have a recall, whatever. You got to get brake jobs, oil change, transmission, coolant service, whatever. Where are you going to go for all that? You go to the dealer. Okay, completely natural. You go to the dealer, and they do whatever has to be done. I've got a Kia, so I go to the Kia dealer. You got a Chevy? You go to the Chevy dealer. Okay, that's the way it, up until now, was with Windows. You need anything updated with Windows, you go to Windows Update. If you have a Mac, you just go to update this computer or update this Mac or whatever it says now in, I think they're still on Mountain Lion. The new one's not quite out yet. But anyway, that's the point. There's one place you go to update whatever you got. Similarly on phones, I've got the iPhone here. If I need something updated, I go to the Apple Store button and it updates. I go on my Nexus 7, I go press the updates button. I mean, there's one spot. Now with Windows 8, okay, you got a problem with your car? Well, you got to go to 2 dealers, and you're not really sure which dealer does what service. So you've got to hit both of them to make sure everything's covered, because only some services are covered by each dealer. You can no longer go to one dealer and have whatever's wrong with your car fixed. That's how stupid it is. That's exactly how stupid it is. So this just shows at a fundamental level how they do not get it. Why Windows 8, just like Windows Vista, only 8's worse, has been such a huge problem for Microsoft. I mean, Ballmer's stepping down, if he's not out already, over these problems. This is just huge. Windows Vista was a huge problem for them, but not because it was a bad operating system. Windows 8 is not a bad operating system. I think it's the best one they've ever made. I love it when it's configured right. That's the whole problem. Vista came out, and it sucked as a user experience. And that's the thing. The operating system, whatever you're using, OS X, Linux, Windows, whatever version, the operating system, the only thing it's there for is to interface you with the programs you're running. Once you're in a program, it really doesn't matter what platform you're on, Mac, Windows, whatever. They operate the same. I can go on any of my clients' computers, run Photoshop, do whatever I have to do in it. It's exactly the same as running it here on my Windows PC. It doesn't matter what version of Windows I'm on. Photoshop runs the same. Programs are programs. Okay, that's not why you have an operating system over the other. It's the user experience, how you use the computer, where you click on things, how things behave when you do certain things, how intuitive it is to use. That's the whole point. Vista was horrible. The way it was configured out of the box, when you bought a new PC, when you turned it on, you saw Windows as it came to you. Not including all the extra crap all the manufacturers are put on, like Dell and HP and Gateway and all that crap. I'm just talking about Windows. It was terrible. You had pop-ups everywhere, warnings, user account control. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you really, really sure? You didn't know what you were clicking on, why you had to click on stuff. It was just horrible. So every time I installed Vista, I had to spend 1 to 2 hours configuring it, just turning things off, making things run smoother, changing options. Once that was done, it was beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. Ran it for years, no problems, very stable, great operating system. Windows 7 came out and they nailed it. It was perfect out of the box. It was basically the exact same way I ran Windows Vista out of the box. So my setup time was minutes instead of hours when I set up a new Windows 7 computer. That was beautiful. Windows 8 came around, and the core of it, it's really similar to Windows 7 underneath everything, but they wrapped it again in just so many bungles, so many problems. And again, I have to spend a couple hours setting up a Windows 8 machine to get it to run right, basically to run like Windows 7 out of the box. And that's the whole thing. Windows 8.1 was supposed to introduce some things to fix that problem, to make it smoother, to make it more intuitive, and it didn't. You know, I've seen the previews. I know exactly what's coming. I just want the bug fixes, and I'm not using any of the actual new features coming out in it. So I don't know what they're going to do. There's supposed to be a new version of Windows coming out in 2015, or is it 2014? I think it's 2015. And they better go back to the drawing board, man. They better fix the team, fire the team, whatever, that came out with Metro and the whole tie-in to touchscreen, and it's a nightmare, and they are really suffering for it. Their numbers are just crashing, and rightfully so. They deserve it. They did it themselves, and this today, I mean, it's drives the point as clear home as I could possibly imagine it, how they just don't get it. Who would take their car to two different dealers when they had to have something done because they didn't know which dealer was the right one to take it to? That's how stupid it is to have a computer update in two different places, completely separate from one another. Anyway,
well, the bathroom guy just canceled for today.
I'm gonna try to grab a quick
He
shower.
said maybe tomorrow. I told him it'll have to be the afternoon because I've got morning appointments. So, that's about it for today. I just got some work to do this morning and afternoon appointments today, so I already did the ride. I'm not cooking anything else. The Zuppa Toscana, by the way, came out, beautiful. I mean, I love cooking with the turkey products. I do not miss the pork sausage at all. This is just perfect. Made a nice big pot. I'm probably going to make another one after this because the wife is gobbling this one up too because I didn't make it super spicy. I made it just like from Olive Garden. I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. Got the potatoes nice and thin. They just melt in your mouth. Perfect amount of onions in there. Good load of garlic. Didn't overload the taste of it, but just beautiful. Love that soup. And it's really good for you. The kale came out awesome. Just happened to get it at the right time. The leaves were huge. And that's one thing that does make a difference. If you're going to use kale in a recipe, more than likely there's more than one plant type being harvested, but I'll notice that sometimes the leaves are really thin. Or not thin, small. They're more crinkly along the stems, and sometimes they're huge, broad leaves, and those are the kind that I love. That's what I got this time. It was so big, the bunch was so big, it barely fit in the shopping bag just by itself. And man, these things just cook up so tender, and they're exactly like Olive Garden uses. They use the big ones. So if you go and they only have the little ones, you know, they're better than nothing, but the big ones are a lot better if you have the choice. So that's it. I'll put this video up and see you guys tomorrow.